So if I'm a startup founder and I'm trying to build a company with the intention to getting acquired, should I be going after the elephants or the large customers, the big names? Is that something that really entices the acquirer? Or should I go rather like for the deer, which are like more SMB customers, run rate, so on?
It's probably one of the most asked questions I hear from people who are moving through from startup into scale up. But I'll answer your specific question, startups. Honestly, Kaushik, I think it depends on what your exit plan looks like. But I will tell you this, if you have a hyper dependency upon one or two very large, typically complex clients, whilst at the outset that might look really good because the revenues look particularly good, one of those moves away and you will spend a long time backfilling the revenue or profit gap or cash flow gap that then creates. So from a external acquisition perspective, if we say all things are equal, revenue, profit and cash flow, which one is the most attractive? I think having a slightly better spread, lower churn and lower dependency on one or two would make you more appealing, but perhaps not necessarily adjusting or affecting the valuation too massively.
And is this different in case of a scale-up?
So from a scale-up perspective, what we see is quite often there's a long tail starting to emerge where they have customers that exhibit some of the attributes that would align them to being the ideal customer profile. What we see is having the discussions with founders to say, at some point it's going to be better to sever the tail so that you can then discard those and refocus your efforts on creating more of the ideal customers. So those that pay on time, use more of your services, will come to you for additional support and services and have longer service engagements with you. That, I think, is the difference with the scale up. So you might go after, for example, say a government contract, but I wouldn't say only have one or two of those. I would have a section of, for example, in this example, a government contract, and then some private sector organizations that are perhaps slightly lower in terms of their revenue values, but you've got a better spread that ultimately makes the whole more valuable.